a college football historian. Off we go. Utah, West Virginia on a Saturday afternoon in the rain. Dylan Curtis strikes it and sends it through the end zone. There has to be one quarterback coming out. There might be multiple. But you mentioned Jalen Henderson. You watched him in that game that you were talking about against Jaden Daniels. The ceiling for him is what?
Yeah, the ceiling for him, I would say, is a guy that went 25 for 35 for 294 yards and 2 touchdowns. The question you have to ask yourself is, does he have the talent around him because of all the injuries here at West Virginia to still go out and put up those types of numbers? What I do know is he wants to seize his opportunity here today, and we'll see if he gets it done.
He has a freshman tailback with him, but here is a jet sweep, and probably not the last. Rodney Gallagher III trying to crawl for yardage, and he'll lose half a yard. Logan Fano with the stop, and here's the Mountaineers offense behind a new center.
Yeah, Carson Lee. Listen, it's a little rainy out here. The quarterback-center exchange is going to be extremely important. Let's keep an eye on that. And then when you go to the skill positions, all these guys are going to be interchangeable. You just saw Rodney Gallagher III, a.k.a. RG3, get a rush there because he's a wide receiver. They're going to utilize all these guys in different ways.
So QB run, trying to pitch it. The ball is out and picked up by West Virginia and Cam Vaughn. Well, that was an attempted pass. They said the ball was loose. There's an injured Utah player as well. A lot going on.
Yeah, you're going to see here, he's running a triple option here, and he tries to go and throw it, and the ball gets loose before his hand goes forward, so that is a fumble. Cam Vaughn, Johnny on the spot, gets in there, picks it up, and hey, let's move the chains. Let's move forward, try to get more yards.
That was a wild ride. The injured player is Nate Ritchie, who got caught up in the wash right there. He got hit low. Safety for Utah. Looked like it was John Henry Daly who was in there who initiated the collision. So Ritchie is down on play number 2 here in Morgantown.
Leader, a guy that plays all over the field for them. So we're praying for a healthy diagnosis on him and a fast recovery.
Henderson bails. And he hurdles a tackler, Teo Johnson. Silver medal at least for Henderson.
Oh, Henderson does a nice job watching everyone bail out in man coverage. 2-man, hey, you're going to run 2-man. Quarterback has to be willing to run the football, and Jalen Henderson is certainly willing to do that.
We saw it with Will Hammond last week for Texas Tech, the second quarterback coming in and running the ball very effectively. Here is Rodney Gallagher III, who has stood up and yanked back by John Henry Daly, who Alexa was talking about as a sack leader in the FBS. He can stop the run too.
Yes, he can. And to go back to your point about last week against Texas Tech for Utah, they were kind of caught off guard when Will Hammond came in and the quarterback run became a bigger part of the offense. No excuses today. They know with Rich Rod it is going to be a running quarterback affair.
See how many possessions are in this game. Fake the jet sweep, and Henderson clanging off would-be tacklers. Teo Johnson was in there first, and they drive him all the way back. Jonathan Hall, part of the tackling brigade. Third down coming up.
And you talk about this. They're going to run specific pressures off the edge to get the quarterback to either pull the ball or hand it off, because they want to force this West Virginia team to beat them throwing the ball down the field. That's why you're going to see a ton of man coverage, just like we have here at the top of our screen.
They just ran Jackson Benny to the slot receiver. Some movement, but no flag. The crowd groans. Third down, Henderson on the roll, spied by Daly, and he is bucked out of bounds. Lander Barton drilled him, and we'll see how West Virginia feels about this fourth down. The third down call suggests they'll go for it.
Yeah, you're going to see Lander Barton right here. It's him and John Henry Daly. It's a tag team. Inside out, see the quarterback, get the quarterback down to the ground. Great execution there for them. But as you see here,
they're going to punt.
I was not expecting that.
It's an interesting call considering what they are down. They do believe in their defense evidently early in this game as Oliver Straw boots it away, and we'll see where the official ends up spotting this, running all the way down the sideline. He continues to run down to the 26.
Yard line, otherwise it's not worth the punt.
First snap for Utah ends up on the ground. Parker has to cover it up.
Yeah, it looks like Devin Dampier isn't even looking when the ball gets snapped, but it's not even that. It goes right off his hands, and we talked about the elements. We talked about the crowd noise. This is a situation where Utah has to settle themselves down because you cannot win this game if you continue to have mistakes like that.
It's 2 fumbles, 1 for each team. Dampier zips it sideline. Dallin Bentley, the tight end. They're without Hunter Andrews, their Swiss Army knife for the year, but that's a gain of 20 to the other tight end, Bentley. And Dampier, a great running quarterback. How much do we see the ball in the air today?
If I'm Utah and I'm offensive coordinator Jason Beck, I'm running the football 50 times.
He knows him very well from New Mexico as Parker puts his head down right into Tarnu. Kokora Tarnu takes the hit. It's a gain of 4. This is a very experienced offensive line, athletic tackles.
Yes, Caleb Lomu and Spencer Fano, they're Sunday guys, and I ain't talking about ice cream. They will be playing in the NFL, first-round pick type of guys. And then Smith Snowden, he's a two-way player playing DB and wide receiver.
Dampier, design roll, that's dropped. Jackson Benny, one of the two-way players, put it on the ground, and he's shaking his head at himself. 3rd down. That is Nate Ritchie, who is on the cart and being taken off the field. That young man has seen a lot of football for Utah, and those safeties are so imperative to Morgan Scalley's defense. Huge loss.
Yeah, huge loss, and like I said, praying for him and his health. And right here, 3rd and 6, look for Devin Dampier to look for Caleb Benny once again.
Utah, a great 3rd down team, and that's why. It's the tight end, Dallin Bentley, through the car wash to the 41-yard line.
Yeah, you talk about Dallin Bentley. He's going to just slip out right here, hook up, and this is when the quarterback and the wide receiver are playing ahead of the defense. Hey, they think we're going to run it. Let's sneak it right past him as he fakes that block and gets down the field.
How about that catch and toughness? He told us this week, he was like, when I got here, I was a soft little guy. And they toughened me up, and we saw it right there. Dampier drops it off. That is Nakari Rogers. 2nd down coming up. West Virginia defensively is healthier than the offense.
Yeah, they are healthier, and you talk about this defensive front. They're going to slant, they're going to move all over the place to try to give the offensive line different looks. And at the second level, you have their linebacker, transfer from Colorado State, Chase Wilson. He is the green dot guy, gets everybody lined up and ready to go. And then they've got an NFL-level corner in Michael Coates Jr., who has an amazing story that we can't wait to tell you guys later on in the day.
Absolutely. Chase Wilson, by the way, has seen Dampier back in the Mountain West days with all the transfers.
Hey,
this is a 1st down. Nakari Rogers, somebody yelled, we're done. He's not, and neither is the defense.
Ooh, you love it when you see a running back put his shoulder down and bring on and invite the contact. Watch him here. Gets the ball from his quarterback, gets vertical, and boom. Ooh, sometimes you deliver the force, and sometimes you absorb it right there. Nakari Rogers said, I'm going to give you some of this work.
Fred Perry tried to pick him up and chuck him. As here is Dampier on the run, and he is hit in the backfield. He'll get a yard. Ashton Woods was in there first. Utah's offense last week, 10 points, 15 possessions. And this has been kind of thematic the last couple years. Utah fans are getting a little restless with the lack of punch from the offense at times.
Yeah, and they had one play longer than 14 yards last week. And that's why I said in the intro, listen, if you want to get the ball down the field, focus on running the football because it's going to force everyone else to play closer to the line of scrimmage.
Dampier zings it down the middle. That's Ryan Davis, who is one of the best intermediate pass catchers in college football. It's a gain of 15.
Oh, just a beautiful concept here. You're going to see the receiver coming in on a little in cut. The linebackers are staying stagnant because they're expecting quarterback run. That opens up the windows behind it. Like I said many times, run the football to open up the pass. That's always been Utah's identity. They need to run the football 50-plus times today to get downhill and make sure this West Virginia defense feels them every snap.
They've run it 5 times on this drive. Here is Dampier, another design roll. He'll freeze it and look the other direction and then throw it out of bounds. The throwback wasn't there, and it is 2nd down and goal.
Yeah, as a designated roll, they had a corner route and a stop route. I would have loved to have seen Ryan Davis right there just stay put because he would have at least given Devin Dampier an outlet. But good job not making a bad play worse. Throw the football away, move on to the next down.
It's a great red zone touchdown offense, in part because of that tough run game that Utah features. That's Benny in motion, fake it there. It is Dampier putting his head down, and he'll pick up 4 yards. Darian Lewis with a big crunch. The Akron transfer out of LeBron's high school, St. Vincent St. Mary.
Woo!
3rd and goal.
Yeah, these guys came to play. They saw it raining a little bit earlier on, and they knew, hey, man, there's going to be a lot of run. There's going to be a lot of QB run. There's going to be a lot of misdirection. But the one thing that we will do down in and down out is lay that slat. We are coming to hit. We've seen a lot of big hits already so far.
Utah goes 3 wide here on 3rd and goal. They'll split out Parker as well. He's the 4th in the pattern. Dampier to the end zone. Oh, what an adjustment. J.J. Buchanan with a touchdown. There is a marker in.
Pass interference, defense, number 14. That penalty is declined. Correction.
Well, we'll find out, but it's the 2nd touchdown for J.J. Buchanan. His first was in Laramie.
Love this concept. You're going to run a now route and a box fade. You get one-on-one with Tarnu, the safety. Hey, give it up for your big fella. Let him go up and make a play. Devin Dampier with a lot of impressive throws here early on in the game. And why is that? It's because they allowed him to feel a part of the game with a little bit of QB run. Those are the kind of drives that Utah needs to get their confidence back.
We know what the Utes do, right? Brant Keithy, Dalton Kincaid, a bunch of other guys as well from further back. But this is one of the tight end U's in college football. We saw Bentley.
2 fouls on the play. Pass interference, defense, number 14. That penalty is declined. The result of the play is a touchdown. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense, number 5. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the succeeding kickoff.
It's on Fred Perry, who already has
number 5's first unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
Sorry to have interrupted. Who already has a targeting under his belt this year.
And as their defensive coordinator, Zach Alley, told us, Fred Perry hates everybody.
That's what he said.
That's the way that he plays the game. But they're going to need him to stay under control because he is the guy that really determines the mindset of this defense and don't want to see him out of the game again.
Extra point is there. They need all the personnel they can get, being shorthanded offensively. Strong adjustment by Buchanan to go up and get this.
Yeah, it was a very strong adjustment. And you see, sometimes when it's press man, they don't like to run these box fades, but they know they've got one-on-one. You see it, you diagnose it as a quarterback, and then you give your guy a ball up that he can go high point. And J.J. Buchanan does a beautiful job there at the end. It's a little unknown thing, but as you see him catch this, watch him turn away from the defender. That turn away from the defender helps him protect the catch so the defender cannot knock it out as he goes to the ground. And you see right there, Devin Dampier saying, that's right. We had tapped him right there. You know what I'm saying?
Don't give him that. We hear you say box fade.
Yes.
Right? What does that mean for the uninitiated?
So if you don't know what a box fade is, the fade on the outside is a go ball. From the inside, you want to run that fade within a box and leave some space on the outside for your quarterback to throw the ball. That's why it's basically a vertical route from the inside.
Thank you for that.
I love that. Appreciate that.
I'd take a class if you taught it, as long as it was pass-fail. You saw the tight end production for Utah. It is the Utes and the Iowa Hawkeyes for the pinnacle of tight end production in college football.
And Jason, when we talked to Dallin Bentley this week, he said if you're going to be a Utah tight end, you have to be physical and aggressive.
Either you just take it or you have to give it back as a tight end at Utah.
He doesn't seem like the kind that wants to take it. So
no,
he's going to give that aggression and that physicality.
That is right. So West Virginia comes back out in those uniforms from the 1965 Southern Conference Championship season. And Jalen Henderson, who put the ball on the ground but recovered from it to get them near midfield. The question is, how much can Rich Rodriguez do? He said to us, he's like, we have to be inventive, but I also don't want to confuse these guys.
Yeah, and that's the part of the thing that is really bad for them. Their operation hasn't been as clean because this has been a foreign language to all these guys.
Henderson is pulled down. Fano rips him to the deck.
You know, you might want to block that guy. You're going to see Logan Fano off the edge. Defensive ends, if they don't block you, rush up the field as fast as you possibly can. Offensive lineman Walter Youngbear there, looked like a young bear, couldn't quite get there in time. If you're this West Virginia offense, the offensive line has to win the line of scrimmage.
They're going to go side to side with Gallagher here. He gets by Benny, and Gallagher taken down at the 32. What a game between USC and Illinois in our opener this Saturday. We thank you for joining us. Jason Benetti, Robert Griffin III, Alexa Landestoy downstairs. West Virginia punted from around midfield. Utah drove it 74 yards for an opening touchdown, as that's nearly intercepted by the Utah defense and John O'Hall. Jalen Henderson, who's in for the injured Nico Marchiol, who will not play today. Henderson nearly threw a pick, Robert.
Yeah, Jonathan Hall, as they call him, Jono, did an amazing job of reading the quarterback's eyes. I would just have loved to see him not jump when the ball got close to him, and he probably would be running the other way for a pick six.
Oliver Straw with the punt. His first one was pretty short in traffic. Carvalho goes up to get that ball. It's in Salt Lake City last week, but we've seen some upheaval already today as Utah has its second drive, and it's Rogers. Breaking outside, Nakari Rogers, the transfer from New Mexico. Time now for Three's Keys, part of Geico. Get more game plan. Geico, switch and save, get more with Geico. What's the theme today?
Yes, the theme today. We got Utah. Remind me why you were ranked so high early in the season. It's about run efficiency for them. So not just carries, but also how well they're doing with those yards per carry. And we'll get to the rest after this.
I'll drop it off. This is Jackson Benny, the two-way player. Let's revisit those keys.
Yeah, for West Virginia, it's country roads. When you think of country roads, what do you think about? You think about the dirt. What do you think about, Jason?
John Denver.
John Denver, the dirt, just how bumpy and rough it is. That's what they have to do on offense. Give them many things they haven't seen before. And then overall, it's a family feud. What do I mean by that? We got two coordinators that both like to run the quarterback. One's the Godfather and Rich Rod. Somebody's got to win today, and we'll see which play caller is better.
Yeah, this is a grinded out game. We said it off the top of the show if you weren't with us. These two teams combined for 89 rushing attempts per week. Now they're together, and it has a little bit of a service academy feel.
It does, and it reminds me of that commercial back in the day with Michael Jordan and Mia Hamm. Anything you can do, I can do better. That is the competition that they're in right here on both sides of the ball to say, I call my defense better, I call my offense better.
Fake it on the jet sweep. Dampier flings it out wide, and he's got it to Davis. He was just manhandling the football out in midair, and he somehow got rid of it.
And you're going to see Davis come across on a shallow, but watch Dampier in the backfield. Whoop! Make the defensive end miss, kind of leave the ball out there, and his receiver steps back to it. That's what I call HBO, help a brother out. It wasn't the greatest throw, but Ryan Davis stepping back to it made him right.
You love that as a receiver, though, right? You love that from your wide receiver.
Oh, 100%. It makes you feel comfortable to know that even if I fling one out there and it's a little inaccurate, you're going to make me right. It boosts the confidence in the relationship between the quarterback and the wideout.
Quick set and incomplete for Benny again. That was a little bit wide and might have gotten tipped, actually, as it came out. Jackson Benny, all the Utes are missing is Shohei Ohtani. Smith Snowden, Jackson Benny, Lander Barton, 3 two-way players on the same roster.
Yeah, they have become two-way you getting the Travis Hunter on.
Here it is, Benny on the receiver jet sweep, and he is crumpled down at the 19-yard line. First down, gain of 15. 14! Oh, he's hurt too. Benny's down.
Yeah, you see Jackson Benny come across. Running back is going to lead block from Wayshawn Parker. And you're going to see here at the very end, let's see what happens to him as he breaks the tackle. Just looks like he misstepped a little bit there on the turf.
Well, he got hit by Derek Carter Jr., the redshirt senior safety, and that is the risk of your cornerback, nickelback, playing wide receiver as well. but there's also risk in playing the defensive position as well. So it's not like it's maybe increased snap count is the risk more than anything, but there they are, all three of them, and they did this early in the year.
Yeah, and you see the 14 snaps there by Jackson Benny. He's primarily been a nickel playing on the defensive side and is really good at that. He's got 3 interceptions on the year, but they needed more production out of their wide receiver group, so they shifted him to playing more wide receiver, especially 1-2 for this game. And I watched him in pregame warmups. He did all of his warmups as a wide receiver, so I believe he was a big part of their game plan today, and him now being out is going to have some of their other wide receivers have to step up big.
They have Davis at the bottom. It is Rodgers just plunging forward into the pile. You know, you don't get the cloud of dust on these synthetic turf fields, but that's the idea against Zach Alley's defense.
Yeah, it is. Zach Alley is he's going to stunt his defensive line. He's going to bring pressures. I think they're one of the only teams in all of college football with a over 50% blitz rate. He doesn't care. He just wants to make the picture muddy for the quarterback.
Yeah, they're third in blitz rate in all of football. Oh, Rodgers gets absolutely doused by Nick Taylor and Fred Perry. Third down coming up.
Oh, my goodness. These boys are absolutely hitting. Watch him come through the line. Bow! Rodgers, like we said, sometimes you give it, sometimes you take it. Right there, it looked like they were both giving and taking at the same time.
Yeah, the band Perry plays metal now. Third down, it's a run, it's Rodgers. He is very close to the 10. It looks like he's right there. Nick Taylor with the hit again, and this will move the sticks. It'll be 1st and goal for Utah. They're moving at will right now, Robert.
They are, and on that one, Dallin Bentley, who used to be the blocking tight end, came across, and what we always tell tight ends is all you got to do is get a little bit of them. You don't got to destroy him as a tight end, and he got a little bit there to allow Nakari Rodgers to get free to get that first down.
Now Smith Snowden into the ball game. They look that direction. It's Dampier instead on the run. So Snowden, one of those two-way players, they send him in motion from the backfield to draw the attention of the defense.
Yeah, whenever you have guys that play both ways, the defense is on high alert when they come into the game. They're typically trying to get those guys the football. When we talked to defensive coordinator Zach Alley, he said, you know, it's going to take us a little bit to figure out, you know, what they're doing with each guy, but Smith Snowden is the one that they want to get him the football in space. That is where he is at his best.
This is the 11th play of the drive for Utah. They'll bring in the tight end Otto Tia as part of the triangle down at the bottom. Dampier running the other direction, hops through and is in. Touchdown! Behind Mokafisi, the right guard, Dampier puts himself on the line for 6.
Beautiful design. They're going to bring the tight end to bring a truck. They're going to loop the guard, and then it's going to be Dampier getting outside on what we call a truck concept. Get everybody out in front of him, and then go make a play, young man. Put your body on the line for your offense to get that touchdown. Nice cut, good physical run, and way to finish there on 3 West Virginia Mountaineers.
That's what happens when you have a 5th-year guard. You have a center who's in his 6th year. Togiai, the left guard, in his 6th year, and the athletic tackles to boot. You're going to get hit in the mush.
Yes, you are. Mokafisi, I like the way he pulled on that one. These interior offensive linemen are doing great things when it comes to their pull techniques and getting to the second level. And that's why Kyle Whittingham believes this is the best offensive line they've ever had.
Which is pretty high praise. We've heard it for a couple weeks now, but you watch it on tape, and they can make your day into a...
Pierre looks in rhythm. He's putting the ball out there. We call it letting it rip. He's trusting his guys, and they're making plays for him.
West Virginia will get it back. Preston Fox will let it sail through the end zone. If you were watching USC Illinois, you didn't see the opening touchdown and the second one as well. Here they are.
Yeah, beautiful, as we call it, the inside fade route to J.J. Buchanan. You know, go ahead, tap him on the head, let him know what's up, and then get your quarterback out on the edge. Hey, people have been saying, hey, why isn't he looking as dynamic running the football? Well, guess what? He looked dynamic right there.
That's how people sound when they say that?
I think it's kind of like they got like bread in their mouth or something.
Okay.
He's not running the football enough.
Sounded like goofy. First down for West Virginia. Henderson on a deep ball down the sideline. Little jostling and incomplete for Cam Vaughn. The crowd wanted a marker. and it looks like they're going to get it, but not where they wanted it to be.
Yeah, you're going to see right here down at the bottom, Blake Cotton is the DB. That's legal. Now, as they're running down the field, that, sir, is not legal. He's holding him like he owes him money, and that is certainly pass interference. So the crowd has every right to be upset.
The flag is at the 45. You'd imagine that's where it is and what it's going to be, but we'll see. The crowd is not reacting positively to the length of discussion. They feel like it's one of those fish in a barrel calls. We'll see.
Pass interference, defense, number 16, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
It was worth the wait for the locals.
Yes, it was worth the wait, and they got it right.
Yeah, ball in the air, impede his progress and ability to catch the ball. That's definition.
Yeah, you're like a walking encyclopedia right now, Jason Benetti.
It's dangerous. First down for West Virginia. They'll toss it out wide. It is Hubbard who gets tripped up by John O'Hall. It's a gain of 3. Second down. West Virginia likes to run a lot of plays very quickly.
And the only way it works is if you get that first down. So right now Utah is doing a good job of keeping them behind the chains, not getting to those 2nd and 5s and those 3rd and 2s, which are much easier to convert.
Henderson in the pocket. Free runner coming. He's drilled. Lander Barton right up the gut. Hammered him.
Oh, this is what we call an add-on blitz. I want you guys to watch Lander Barton right here and his vision to the running back to the right side. As soon as the back stops to block, he fires right through the gap and boom, makes the sack.
Legacy linebacker / tight end for Utah. 3rd down. They'll pitch it over the middle. Cam Vaughn breaks a tackle, and he's got the first down head over heels into Utah territory.
Oh, what a beautiful triple switch release. Cam Vaughn comes in here, boop, gets right underneath for a shallow route, creates natural separation for the wide receiver. You don't get to see the rest of that play because they're running another play already.
Big hit this time, ball in the air, and that is incomplete. Logan Fano with the pressure that time. These ends are salty for Utah. The front 7, a dangerous bunch of cats.
Yes, they are a dangerous bunch of cats, and I need to tell West Virginia to stop trying to block these defensive ends with the backside sifting tight end. They're not getting to him. That's the 2nd time that Logan Fano has just shot straight up the field and completely made the guy that was trying to block him with.
2 tight ends this time for West Virginia. They'll go laterally and a cutback for Bowie. And he is down at the 44. It's a gain of 4. It'll be 3rd down. Rich Rodriguez hoping for better execution here. 3rd down. Henderson was alone in the backfield. They will keep it with him, and he is dumped at the 43. You know, Rich Rodriguez was very calm in that interview, but this was a little while before.
Yeah, you know, he said he wants people that love football, right? Don't like it. Yeah. This looks like a guy who loves football and wants his quarterback to make the reads that they talked about in practice. That's what I got from him.
And he's not just taking this job for fun, right? He wants to win here again, and they're going to go for it this time across midfield. It's 4th down and 4 for Henderson in the offense. We'll see if they do snap it. They do. 4th down. It's a throw near side, incomplete. Weimer, the intended target. Smith Snowden is thrilled after jumping the route, and Utah takes over.
Smith Snowden does an amazing job of maintaining his leverage. He's inside leverage to the wide receiver. Hey, he tries to go there. They switch release it, and he just stays there. The switch release is something that Rich Rod loves to use when pushing the ball down the field and just to get his guys open. So that in and out coverage right there with Smith Snowden and the outside corner really helped them play into an easy pass breakup.
Quick definition of switch release after a play here. We're going to get that from you. And here's another ground game effort from Parker. It's a gain of 12, and he is hurt. So hold that thought. Parker is down. He's going to get up and come off the field. That is Wayshawn Parker, the transfer after 1 year at Washington State.
Looks like a shoulder injury when he was slammed to the ground by Michael Coates Jr. I know how those feel.
Dampier on the roll. He tucks. There's nobody in the alley. Call him down at the 40.5. Okay, switch release for those interested.
Yeah, if you don't know what a switch release is, it's when the outside receiver and the inside receiver, they basically replace each other as they release, crossing either in front or behind, and it allows them to gain leverage on the corners that are trying to guard them.
All right. I like this chalkboard you got out today. It's nice. It's getting all over the booth, but it's nice.
We got to teach him the game, right, Jason?
Second down, Rogers the tailback. And he'll run to the right and get collapsed down at the 40. So it'll be 3rd down and 3 coming up. Reed Carrico with the stop. Those are the first 2 drives. It's a shorter field this time.
Yeah, and what I'm noticing most is what Chase Wilson told us during our meetings is this West Virginia team is never going to give up. It doesn't matter if it's 14-0, 7-7, 21-14. They're going to play hard, and I'm seeing that. It's showing up right here on tape. Every snap, they're giving their all.
We mentioned he has seen this offense. He got caught up in the muck there and couldn't double back to stop Rogers. It is a first down for Utah.
And again, they're going to bring the backside tight end on the sift, and then they're going to double team blocks up to the second level. This is what they are best at. Allow the running back in those gap schemes to make one-cut, jump-cut reads and get downhill. That is what Kyle Whittingham said they had to get back to, and so far today, that's what they're doing.
Utah is 5 for 5 on 3rd down so far today. Rogers crashes backward. He's driven back by Jordan Scruggs, the defensive back who crept up to the line before the snap. It's a loss of 1.
Yeah, and Reed Carrico is really the one that makes this happen. He slips beneath the offensive lineman, creating chaos there right at the point of attack. And that's why Nakari Rogers wasn't able to really get rolling on that run.
Well, Reed Carrico better know the run game. He was a 3,000 career rush yard guy in high school. Dampier loads up, fires, and he's got it there for the touchdown. Ryan Davis slides in smoothly on a 32-yard hit.
Woo! What a throw, what a catch. You're going to see Ryan Davis come from outside the screen and get across on a deep cross route. Yes, Devin Dampier sees it late, but when you see it late, you got to drop a dime. And that's exactly what he did. Him and Ryan Davis have been doing this since they were at New Mexico. Now they might be doing it in a different area code in their first trip out here to Morgantown, West Virginia.
When you see the protection, there was 49 in there as well. That's Mike Tauteoli, who's a defensive lineman. They bring him in sometimes for extra protection for a pass. Loads of time to throw, and Utah has taken ownership of this ball.
Utah.
Where I was from, they only took the lunch money with bike.
Yeah,
I mean, that's...
We grew up in different neck of the woods.
Tough sledding, dude. So back to the touchdown pass after all those runs.
Yes, they're going to run a concept here with an end break, and 2 deep crosses. Now, the reason that Dampier's eyes are here initially is because this is not a route that you're expecting to hit versus a 2-safety defense. But then he finds his guy Ryan Davis all the way across the formation. And really, this is just players making plays. And then you're going to look at the stunned face from this West Virginia defense. They don't know what they're seeing right now because Utah is clicking on all cylinders.
Here's Henderson on the design roll, and he will throw it to Gallagher, who puts it on the ground, dislodged by Snowden.
You know, Rodney Gallagher is one of the only guys, I think he's the only starter that is left from this West Virginia team from last year. And in these moments when you're down 21-0, you need your best players to come out and make plays for you. We had a great conversation with him. He is a basketball player, uses that to get open in his routes as a wide receiver. They need him to start making some plays today.
22 points a game 1 year in high school, as that ends up at the 34 on the run from Clay Ash. It's a gain of 9 or so, 3rd and 1, and here's the tempo for West Virginia. They need a first down in the worst way. Back to the ground, and that does get the first down with Ash one more time. Sincere Bowers out today. Ty Edwards out today. Didn't know how much we'd see of Clay Ash. He is in after Dior Hubbard against Morgan Scalley's very aggressive defense.
Yeah, Morgan Scalley, you know, he's the kind of guy that says, hey, if the game is on the line, we're going to send everybody. He wants to make the picture cloudy for the quarterback. And when you talk about Gallagher and these receivers playing running back, they've been getting the majority of the carries with a lot of these power read schemes.
They'll run it. There is Henderson. Gain of 5 on first down. Yeah, it's a bunch of running backs that they're without. Jaheim White out for the season as well.
And he was the starter coming into the year, a really talented player. And Ty Edwards, those 141 yards rushing, came in one game in the backyard brawl against Pitt. So they're down at the running back position, but they're trying to find different playmakers to kind of supplement that.
Quarterback run, power play down to the 44-yard line. So 3rd down and 1 coming up. We've seen West Virginia sub in some guys that just haven't gotten a lot of run this year. Armani Weaver, 25, the receiver's been in on this drive. And John Henry Daly just looking for those 3rd downs to pin his ears back.
Yeah, he wants to get those 3rd and long so that he can pin his ears back and rush the passer. But if you're this West Virginia offense, you got to convert here to keep your defense and get them some rest. Keep them on the sideline.
We're not far from Philly. Not all that far. Close to the state line of Pennsylvania, at least. 3rd down and 1. That got all jammed up, and Utah pounces on it. I don't know that they're going to want to run that again, because it looked like that was a pretty disorganized deal.
If you didn't pick up what Jason was talking about there, it was the Philadelphia tush push. But
I didn't drop enough clues.
I thought you dropped enough, but they got caught between whether they were going to tush push it, hand it off. Nobody wanted the ball there, and then it just looked like a cluster, as you said, Jason. So if you're going to tush push, you got to go all the way.
So they go under center again. This toss will go nowhere, and Utah skates away. West Virginia had run all but 5 plays out of shotgun this year. They go 2 under center, and it gets totally jammed up.
It's a microcosm of West Virginia's season right there. You see John Henry Daly, 3 Utah Utes in the backfield.
I'm not going to start. No thanks on the subtitles. Utah takes over after a stop on 4th down. Dampier, deep shot toward the sideline, intercepted. Right into the waiting arms of Nick Taylor. I mean, just sitting there for him.
Yeah, Jason, that wasn't a great throw there by Devin Dampier. This route combination, they're doing a triple. We talked about the switch release, right? So these receivers are all changing responsibilities and changing lanes. And he's got Tobias Merriweather open down the sideline and kind of just hangs it up there. That's not the kind of throw you need to make in that situation. It needs to be more on a line so that your wide receiver can make a play for you. But Nick Taylor was Johnny on the spot. And if they're going to throw it to you, you might as well catch it.
Yeah, and credit Jason Beck for taking the shot to try to go for the jugular in this game, but not a good throw. It's a gain of 8 for Clay Ash, and there is some life for West Virginia.
And for Utah, this is the continual conversation about them forcing the deep shots. You get the turnover on downs, and you're trying to take a shot down the field. Just be who you are. Run the football and allow the passing game to come to you.
Ash is taken down in the backfield. He'll lose about a half-yard. Lance Holtzclaw, the Washington transfer, and West Virginia has really had a brutal year trying to take turnovers and do something with them.
Yeah, they have. They are not scoring points off of turnovers. One of the worst teams in the country at it. Let's see if they can figure out a way to get some points here.
They don't reverse it to Gallagher. Instead, they're going to get stacked up. And Leia Aya with the hit on Henderson. John O'Hall was in there as well. Now it's 4th and 1. You're down 3 scores. You kind of have to go for it, right? They're going to line up and try and push again, tush push. That didn't go well the first time. This time they've got that rectified. As they say, it is first down, West Virginia. That play and the uniform combo fits perfectly.
I mean, it really does. And I want you to look. First time they did the tush push, they had one person pushing. Now they've got 3, and they said without a shadow of a doubt, we are getting this first down.
I mean, that's how it's supposed to go. Our producer, Bo Garrett, Eagles fan as he is just thrilled to see this unfolding in college football. Henderson with the fake. He'll sling it across his body, and he's got a wide open man, Barnes, but they're going to stop the play.
Oh, no.
They're going to stop the play. It would have been a touchdown for Barnes.
Number 80, offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
It's Grayson Barnes called for the false start. I don't know how anybody heard that whistle.
Oh, Lord.
You're right.
Grayson Barnes, I mean, the quarterback in me right now can't get over this, and I know he's mad. Watch him right here. Right before the snap, he's going to move. And if he doesn't make that move, he scores a touchdown. He is wide open down the middle of the field. You talk about offenses continually hurting themselves. Right now, West Virginia is their worst enemy.
That's their 15th false start or holding penalty this year. That is a huge number. It was tied for 110th in the country coming in, but that'll put you behind, and Ash picks up 3, but it's what can go wrong has gone wrong.
And Jason, we talked about, hey, they got to be better at scoring points off turnovers. When they don't, it doesn't make their defense have the same energy when they come back out on the field the next time, because they know, hey, even if we get a turnover, they ain't going to do nothing with it.
Especially in a town that knows offenses, right? Like you think of the Steve Slayton, Pat White days, Darius Raynaud, like all the guys that have come through here. Henderson on the run. He wants the first down. Instead, he gets bear hugged down 3 yards short of the line to gain.
Yeah, I will say this. Jalen Henderson, when he is running with attitude. He is not afraid to put down his shoulders and barrel through some of these defenders. He understands that if they go without points on this drive, are they punting?
They're gonna.
My goodness.
You're right.
Oh, my goodness. I can't believe they're punting.
Neither can the crowd. Hear them?
I was just going to say that if Jalen Henderson doesn't help them get points here, they're probably going to make a switch at quarterback. The offense has been dead, and yes, that penalty brought back a touchdown, but at the end of the day, they got to find a way to move the football more consistently.
I mean, we've seen so many quarterbacks this year as Straw has to reach back to find that. They've had a couple of long snap issues this year as well. Carvalho is stacked up and dropped. There is a marker in as well. There's a marker in on the play. It's a 50-yard punt, a good one for Straw after having to extend his arms to catch the snap from Moss. Morgan Scalley's defense has done an exceptional job again today, even off the turnover, holding the line.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a block in the back here, but they're having a long discussion about it.
We love those. It is a block in the back. Good call.
Illegal block in the back on Utah. It'll be first down.
Are you the dub over?
It was like dubbed in Spanish, you know, a little delayed.
Well done. Alternate audio provided by Robert Griffin III. Utah by 3 scores late first half.
See.
In a big way.
It is not, and those 2 young fans there don't care about the weather. They're here for some football.
They might like the weather.
Oh, that's true.
Playing
Kids
in the
love
rain, you know.
Yeah. All 4 of my daughters definitely love that.
How does Dad feel about that?
Getting wet never hurt anybody.
Our official's microphone has decided to take the remainder of the first half off.
Are we going to dub it again?
Yeah, go for it. What do you got?
I have no idea what he
I think
said.
a false start. half the distance to the goal. It'll be 1st and 13. That's Parker in motion, and then right back it's Dampier having to dodge one and then go down in a heap right at the line of scrimmage. Braden Siders was in there first.
Yeah, Braden Siders, you talk about it. He's right here off the edge. Just watch how he pursues the quarterback. He makes his read. There is no read here. It's just a designated run. You got guys falling all over the place, but they are giving 100% effort. And that's what defensive coordinator Zach Alley told us about. Hey, man, if you're going to make a mistake, make that mistake going 100 miles per hour.
First guy in there was Edward Vesterinen, the Finnish defensive tackle from Helsinki. Here's a throw to the sideline. Came out a little bit wobbly, but it's on target for Buchanan. And it'll be 3rd down and short for Utah, something they're very well equipped for.
Yes, they are, and I can give one real big guess on what we think they might do here. On 3rd and short, run the football. But they have run the football so effectively, I also would not be shocked if they came out and did a quarterback run with a RPO option off of it.
They have Tauteoli in again to run behind the big defensive lineman. Dampier crawling for the first down. It looks like he got there. What an effort.
Yeah, great effort. They're going to pull the backside guard out to make this play. This is a predetermined quarterback run the entire way, and he just got just enough yards to get the first down. Sometimes that's all it takes.
How hard is it to throw himself and keep the knee off the ground to pick up those last 2 yards?
It takes a real athlete to do that.
Rodgers on the run, got through the car wash and picked up 7.5. Utah is still perfect on 3rd down, by the way. The Utes are 6 for 6.
I love the way you describe that, Jason, a car wash, because this is close encounters. You got double teams all over the place, and the back, Nakari Rodgers is finding the right hole to get through.
There's Rodgers again, straight ahead. He goes tumbling forward to the 28, and Utah looks like they're going to try and hang on to the ball for the remainder of this first half.
You know, they came out on the last drive and tried to take a shot deep down the field, and now they're getting back to their bread and butter. Like we said, when you think Utah football, you think multiple tight ends, 12 personnel, 1 back, 2 tight ends, getting downhill, allowing this physical offensive line to truly make this West Virginia defense feel them down in and down out. They're doing that early on this drive already.
Off the motion from Parker, tried to freeze it, has to lob it up, and it's incomplete. That was one of those you just yell 500, and Merriweather tried to sprint underneath the landing spot. Dampier got clocked.
Yeah, Dampier got hit. You're going to see as this replay rolls, he's just, hey, he's got to be opened up there somewhere. Throws it up and just misses his guy, Tobias Merriweather. That's the 2nd week in a row that these two haven't been able to connect on a deep shot deep down the field. And then in pregame, when I saw Tobias Merriweather, this guy's every bit of 6'5". They have to find a way to get him involved in the offense.
Big dude. Dampier a little bit short, and a comeback for Davis. It'll be 3rd down again, and Utah's so good at putting itself in 3rd down and small yard in the Pacific Northwest. This afternoon, we have their weather here in Morgantown. It's 3rd and 3. Utah, a great 3rd down team, and they stick it to the sideline again. It's Buchanan. It's another first down for Utah. They're 7 for 7 on 3rd.
Oh, just another fade outside by J.J. Buchanan. Hey, get your eyes back if you can't get over the top. Be ready for that back shoulder. Right now, on the last couple plays, defensive coordinator Zach Alley has really been trying to heat up this Utah offense. And they're saying, hey, we can beat you throwing the football just like we're beating you running it.
Very balanced so far. The microphone still has found other responsibilities.
Oh, wow. Is he back yet? Reset the game clock
to...
Look at that stash on Zach Alley. Can't even lie. It's pretty good.
10 out of 10.
It's a 10 out of 10. He is also a 10 out of 10 on an energy scale as well.
Oh, yeah. I love what he said about defense. Like, figure out what they don't like and give it to them all game. I mean, that never has defense been put more succinctly. They did change the game clock to 1:46, so good lip reading.
Look at
by the
that.
way.
I guess we have a future in that industry.
I think you're about to do a TED Talk on lip reading by the end of today. Here's Utah's average third downs to go this year, under 5, right? That is a huge reason why they've been so successful at moving the sticks.
Yeah, they're second in the Big 12 and number 7 in the country. When you can get those third and manageables, man, it makes the whole offense be open for you.
Short gain, Rogers on first down. Marker comes from the back.
And off to Nakari Rogers. It's a flag on the play.
And we'll check on a possible hold. We won't hear it. Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Oh, yes. Jamori Robinson. You're going to see him right here in the middle of your screen as Nakari Rogers tries to go by. Boom! He pulls that face mask. You know, sometimes those face masks are on purpose. That looked like it was accidental, but regardless, it's a very dangerous play.
Yeah.
You can't have your hands grabbing those face masks if you're a defender.
Robinson, who made his season debut last week, and that is big for Rogers to go out.
Yeah, you can see Rogers there on the sideline shaking up a little bit after that.
Davis, catch and run, pinballing off of Mountaineers to the 13. Nick Taylor finally dragged him down, but he turned West Virginia into a couple of flippers.
Oh, play action slant, always a beauty. Boom. Whew. Right there, you're going to see Ryan Davis. Huh. Get vertical, get underneath. Now split 2. Be strong and finish forward. That's why this guy's a chain move for him in the middle of the field. He owns the middle.
21-yard gain. Here is Parker. Ryan Davis has the second most catches within 10 yards of the line of scrimmage in all of the FBS, and then he turned that one into a strong catch and run.
And you know why that is? It's because he understands where he's supposed to be when he's supposed to be there, and his familiarity with Devin Dampier, having come over from New Mexico, they understand. All we have to do is find completions. Is he really killing it with the yak like he did right there? No, he's not. But he's a reliable target, and the quarterback trusts him.
Parker leaning forward. He'll get to the 10 and nowhere else. We'll see if West Virginia uses a timeout here. 42 seconds to go, second quarter. West Virginia needs to force a field goal here.
Yeah, they definitely need to force a field goal. And we saw this last week for them, you know, going up against Kansas. Down by a lot, found a way to come up with a goal line stand. At least this one would maybe get them right back into the game, but you're talking about a team that is trying not to have the same thing happen to them 2 weeks in a row.
It's our game summary sponsored by Pacific Life, building confident futures for nearly 160 years. Utah has moved the sticks so efficiently so far today. But you talk about the comebacks, right? If you turned on the backyard brawl with about a minute and a half left and then turned it off, you would have thought Pitt won that game. Correct. There's the microphone. Yeah, it is. Fantastic. West Virginia came back in that game, kind of out of nowhere, to beat Pitt in one of those rivalry games that is talked about all year around here.
It is, and they came back to win that game despite having shaky quarterback play. And it's because their defense came up big, found ways to get them back into the game, and they figured out their quarterback situation. So if you're Jason Beck, you understand, like, this is a tipping point. And yeah, you're up 21, but you want to go up 28.
Third down, Davis in motion into the slot left. They'll look that way, throw that way, and he crawls all the way down to the goal line. He is down there. It'll be a first and goal.
Yeah, you're going to see him go in motion, come across the formation, and he's going to run a nice out route. It allows him to know who's covering him. It allows the quarterback to know that it is man coverage. Boom. Makes the catch, gets back inside, and just nearly scores a touchdown. You see it here again. Boom, make the catch. Ooh.
From a kneeling position, they'll hand it off for Rogers, and he is stonewalled. Utah has 2 timeouts, and they'll use one right here. Redwood, the hit. Second and goal for Utah when we're back in 30 seconds.
2
tight ends. Dampier on the roll, going to the back of the end zone. It's a touchdown for Bentley, one of those 2 tight ends.
Dallin Bentley's going to sneak his way out here, right here, run a corner route. They've got a guy coming across, just misdirection, play action fake, roll to it, and they forget all about Dallin Bentley, and I don't know how you do that. You don't want to leave their number 1 tight end wide open in the back of the end zone, but Dampier found him, and Utah's up at 27 going on 28.
When's the last time you saw Bentley disappear?
It's pretty good.
Never. Extra point is good. There's a marker in.
Substitution infraction, defense. That penalty is declined. Result of the play is a good try.
Oh, Utah. Back in 30.
The dirty work, getting all the blocking done. Now he's catching passes and no one can cover him in one-on-ones. Well, they couldn't cover him.
He's a fascinating dude. They have done such a great job with tight ends in Salt Lake City, the Kyle Whittingham era and beyond. This is all Utah. And by the way, not to pile on, but Utah gets the ball out of halftime.
Oof. So now, if you're West Virginia fan, Rich Rod, his decision-making process now comes down to who is going to be the quarterback when we come out in the second half. Is it going to continue to be Jalen Henderson? Are they going to bring Scotty Fox Jr. in off the bench? Is it going to be Khalil Watkins or Max Brown? The options are endless, but at the end of the day, they need to find someone who's going to help them move the football effectively.
They're going to run it with Hubbard. That'll be the final play, I believe, of this first half. It is rare that you see this sort of deficit at halftime for a West Virginia team. I mean, you look at their bowl history. They've missed 3 bowls since 2002. This is their largest halftime deficit in a home conference game in at least a halftime. After rolling up 278 total yards. And this kick will go to the sideline. And Utah will have it at about the 35-yard line as we go downstairs to Alexa.
Yeah, Utah head coach Kyle Whittingham, of course, happy with his team's first half performance, saying on both sides of the ball, we started off strong. As a true coach, though, wasn't happy with that one turnover. He said his message to the guys here in the locker room will be finished. They weren't happy with the way that last week's game ended at home against Tech. They want to make that a different story here today. And I've got 2 injury updates for you. I asked him both about Jackson Benny and Nate Ritchie. They are both doubtful to return. Benny remained on the sideline in the first half. Ritchie, after being carted off, I will check his status as well, JB.
Thank you. Appreciate that. What a tough run for Parker there. It took Eddie Kelly to eventually take him down. It's a gain of 4 out of nowhere.
Man, Eddie Kelly's a big guy, isn't he? Sometimes you see these measurables in 6'5", 288, but they carry it a little bit differently. He swallowed up Wayshawn Parker there.
Second down and 6 for Utah. Dampier, a lot of time, right on the money. Dallin Bentley, who caught the kickoff, ends up with a catch here for a first down.
Yeah, and you're going to see just from this angle, watch Devin Dampier's eyes. He's going to see the defense disperse, throw a nice, easy ball on a corner route to Dallin Bentley. You can hear how quiet it is in this stadium right now. Utah is taking the life out of this team.
That was probably not a great idea on the option pitch. There is a marker in. I'll just keep it, he said.
Yeah.
You were thinking it.
You were thinking it.
I almost said it.
Oh, man. Wake up, buddy. He's yawning.
One of those days.
He's yawning. It's one of those days. We all have them.
Holding. Offense, number 71, 10-yard penalty, first down.
That's on their first-round pick potential, Caleb Lomu right here. Linebacker goes underneath Carrico, and as soon as you see that arm around the neck, pulling the shoulder down, they're going to get you every time for those for offensive holding.
See where they spot it. And put it at the 46. It's like somebody's backing the stadium up. First down and 18. Dampier sees the runner. Oh, Lomu with a pancake. Dampier breaks away. Oh, Dr. Lomu saw the free runner coming, and then a person disappeared.
Yeah, you're going to see a cornered cat come from the outside, and I want you to watch Caleb Lomu right here. They just got him for offensive holding. He said, you know what, I'm going to get it back in blood. And he takes out Jason Chambers. Lay on him, big fella.
That is how you make up for a penalty. My goodness. Dampier down the middle. Davis again shakes by a tackler and has a first down to the 25.
We call this a high-low concept. They have a stick route by number 3, the tight end, Dallin Bentley, with Ryan Davis coming over the top of like a basic route inside. Nice, easy completion, easy to see for the quarterback.
Here's a run up the left alley for Parker right into Carrico. This offensive line is as experienced as any in college football. Look at the career starts. We're talking about more than a full season of starts for each of those guys at least.
Yeah, and that's why last week's performance was so disappointing for this Utah offense. They know they have the experience, and they're getting back into the swing of things.
West Virginia has called their first timeout of the half.
Timeout West Virginia. In Atlantic City, eventually Utah won 32-6. The final score. Looks like a run by Bert Ficklin, the backup quarterback, who is on for Utah. We'll see if this is in a package or if he's going to play more here in the second half.
Jason,
from Oklahoma, Robert.
Yeah, and they like Bert Ficklin. They believe he fits the offense that they're running right now with Devin Dampier a lot. So I would expect him to be the first quarterback in once Dampier steps out.
It's checked down, and he's got it to the tailback, Parker, who is slung down right around the line to gain. It's going to be 4th down and 1. Curtis Jones Jr. with a big hit there. And let's see what Utah decides to do up 28 love.
Jason, could you imagine getting tackled in that game, the Liberty Bowl that you just broke down?
It sounds great.
It sounds like Mike Tyson. My back, spinal.
Wow. Been working on that?
Was it good?
It was something. I'll tell you that much. That's the first 3rd down Utah has not converted. Rogers, the tailback, roll it to the right and flip it to the tight end, Bentley. Dampier to Bentley for a first down.
They did roll right on the goal line, so this time they're going to sneak the tight end out this side opposite of the roll. And just an easy completion. Sometimes the best plays are the simplest ones, Jason. And right now Utah is in their bag with Jason Beck picking them at just the right time.
And Zach Alley, the defensive coordinator for West Virginia, the Brent Venables disciple, just has to find some answers here. They've been run through so far today. Lomu again picks up the late blitz, and then this down the sideline for Parker is going to be caught, but he was out of bounds. That's why the hat came off. Parker was out of bounds, and he was the first to touch the football, so even if he caught that for a touchdown, it will not count.
You're all over it, Jason Benetti. But we're going to see if he steps out. The ref certainly thought he did, as you mentioned. That's why he threw the hat off.
Kyle Whittingham looking for an answer.
Offense, number 1 went out of bounds, was the first player to touch the pass. The ball was placed in the previous spot. Loss of down, 2nd down.
He's saying challenge it.
Wayshawn Parker is saying challenge it. So you're going to see, this is Wayshawn Parker down here at the bottom of your screen. If he steps out of bounds before he catches it, it's a penalty and it's an incomplete pass. Let's see. Does he step out?
No.
No, he didn't. He didn't step out. That's a touchdown.
I think you're right. Yeah, I don't think he was out of bounds.
The previous play is under further review.
But is there enough to overturn is the question.
That is.
He's trying to be vindicated here. Parker is.
He's trying to get that tutty. That's what he's trying to get.
He is.
So we'll go back and watch it again. You're going to see him watch his feet here on the sideline. It's in. It's in. It's in. It's in. It's touchdown. Mike, what do you think?
I keep looking at that pylon, too. Did he hit the pylon, which would put him out of bounds? But I don't think he does. It's a tightrope situation down the line. Here's what he ruled. He ruled that he went out of bounds. The official ruled he went out of bounds, then came back in, and then was the first to touch, which made the illegal touch. Now, he catches the ball in the end zone, so The only thing that replay can get involved in here is whether or not he stepped out of bounds, period. Not about any contact that might have put him out of bounds. So from the looks of it, it looks like a tightrope, and to me, it does not look like he stepped out of bounds.
How much do you need to overturn here, Mike? Like, it's close, right? It's close.
You know, another thing is the angles. You know, when you're shooting from the outside down, it makes it look like a ton different from the inside out. You don't have that shot right down the sideline. It's difficult. So you look for blotches of green. You know, if you can see that, which it almost looks to me like he can, but it is close.
That was also the house band at Mike's birthday party this year, Blotches of Green.
You can see Wayshawn right here saying, hey, man, I'm in. It looks like a touchdown to me.
Let us see what Stephen Barron says.
After further review, it was determined that the runner did not step out of bounds, and the pass was completed for a touchdown.
Nobody has loved instant replay more in the history of college football than Wayshawn Parker right now.
Just an amazing play between Devin Dampier and Wayshawn Parker, getting creative, getting outside the pocket, and staying alive. We talk about scramble drill all the time as quarterbacks. If you're a receiver, just stay alive for me. Go to open space, and Wayshawn Parker did that brilliantly there.
Utah punches it in one more time. Extra point for Curtis is good. 5 touchdowns for Utah. Vote yes on replay.
Happened to them last year, being ranked early on, and the season going the way it did. They reminded us all today that, you know, they're not playing around.
Yeah, they have a lot of institutional knowledge and a lot of guys who saw what happened last year and dedicated themselves to not having that happen, at least today. Rich Rodriguez has always had quarterbacks who can fly, and as he said, underrated passers as well.
Yeah, you know, you think of Pat White, Denard Robinson, Khalil Tate, the year that they had together. Oh, my goodness. They were guys that he said could outrun a mistake.
Yep.
You know, sometimes as a quarterback, you pull one that you're supposed to hand off, or you try to throw something that you shouldn't. But if you can outrun that mistake with your speed and athleticism, it's really what made his offenses go.
He's turning to Khalil Wilkins here on a toss for Cam Vaughn, the breakout sophomore. Tillman the tackle, but Khalil Wilkins, the redshirt freshman out of Washington, D.C., who has yet to throw a pass coming into this game. That will go as a pass. That's officially like the scoop jet sweep goes as a pass nowadays.
He's 1 for 1?
He's 1 for 1. He's perfect. It's a gain of 4, and now he will run it. And just as we showed you, Rich Rodriguez at his best with a quarterback who's mobile and open space. Snowden the stop just short of midfield, first down.
And what you have to do as a quarterback in Rich Rod's system is you have to be able to make the one guy miss, the guy that's unblocked. And right there, Khalil Wilkins made him miss in the open field, and it turned into a big game.
They will run it again. This is Hubbard, the freshman, as well. Second down coming up. And we have an injured Utah Ute. It looks like Dallas Vakalahi. They're already without Aliki Vimahi today.
Crutches and a brace. You just hope that's not long-term without some of their key pieces here on defense, JB.
Alexa, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Oh, my goodness. That's a shot to the spinal column that Gallagher takes from Lander Barton. He is a big hitter.
Yeah, Lander Barton, one of those two-way players. Boom! Oh, my goodness. I could feel that up here.
Yeah, that's no fun.
Now, those shots to the back, man, they never feel good, especially when you get a face full of face mask right into the lower back.
Third down. Wilkins into traffic, and they got one leg. He's going to try and get pulled forward, and he'll set up a fourth down and short. That was Donovan Haslam, it looked like. The redshirt junior offensive lineman just grabbed him and tug-of-warred him. toward the first down line.
By any means necessary. They don't have a choice here. It's 4th and 2. You're down by 35. You got to go for it.
Barnes in the backfield, and that is not good.
Ball start, offense number 57, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
That's Haslam, who just tried to truly drag his quarterback to a first down, just pulls the offense back 5. So it's 4th and 7. And they're going to go for it again.
That's a big boy, 6'3", 246. I don't know, he looks a good 260 right now. 360.
Eyeballing it. They'll run. It is Wilkins straight ahead, and he has the West Virginia first down.
Yeah, you're going to see this one. Carson Lee, the center. Watch how the C's part off of this quarterback draw. Get vertical, young man, and then just follow your blockers and lean forward to get that first down. Good play call.
Yeah, they'll take the middle of the field. Wilkins around the edge, and they pursue him out of bounds at the 38-yard line. Teo Johnson with the hit.
And already, Jason, they're moving the football more effectively with Khalil Wilkins in at quarterback. And you know, I had to go back and watch his huddle tape. This guy's a 2-time state champion. I watched him be a smooth operator, really good runner, but he can throw the vertical ball too.
He'll try it here. Down the sideline, and a beautiful catch by Vaughn. Cam Vaughn, touchdown.
Oh, you're going to see this from the defense. They're going to bring a cross dog blitz up the middle. Watch the protection. The guys up front pick it up. Give Khalil Wilkins an opportunity to make this throw. As I just said, he can throw the vertical ball. And Cam Vaughn, way to make your quarterback right. It wasn't a perfect throw. You got the cover 2 safety coming over the top. So what do? Attack it. Make the play, as we say, HBO. Help a brother out. Khalil Wilkins is probably feeling really good about himself as he gets them their first points of the game.
Also worth noting, Tillman, who came over from the safety spot, is a guy replacing Nate Ritchie, who was injured in the first couple of plays. Stripe on some of the jerseys.
Okay.
But then they ran out of blue tape for some of them.
Okay.
So then they were not exactly uniforms, but these are uniforms that they're wearing to date. Do you follow that?
I did. I followed it.
All right, so now more trivia. Time for the Aflac trivia question. Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover with Aflac. Which 3 FBS head coaches are in their second stint as a head coach at their current school? This is like the Fuller House of trivia questions.
It's a good one.
Second stint at their current
I think
school.
someone in this game might have something to do with it.
Maybe he's on the screen.
Just maybe.
Decent chance. On a handoff, here is Parker. Down the sideline, many high steps all the way down to the 35. Good response by Utah to the first touchdown for West Virginia.
Oh, Mocha Fisi, you're going to see him pull out in front. And watch how this Utah offensive line just moving people, giving him. He doesn't get touched until 30 yards down the field almost.
Until a later date. Dampier loads up a cannon shot down the right side for Buchanan, who got hooked and armbarred by Tarnu.
Yeah, that's it's pass interference if I've ever seen it.
You think?
Yeah.
Pass interference, defense number 14, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Yeah, he didn't even argue because he knew. You're going to see right here. He hooks him. He does get his eyes back, but you can't get there before the ball. Alters his ability to go make a play on it. That's pass interference every day of the week.
Twice on Sunday, as they say.
Yes.
First down from the 20. Parker, the tailback for Utah. This ground game has been ruthless so far today. Here he is taken down behind the pulling Lomu. Tarnu and Bogle with the stop, second down.
Well, that's one way to make up for the pass interference call there. by Tarnu does a really nice job of staying low, keeping outside leverage, and attacking the back at his legs. Nobody likes to be tackled in the legs too much, and he comes up with a good stop.
So the rushing plays were moving up towards 65 of them. That Liberty Bowl in 64 on the burlap and grass in Atlantic City had 79 runs. So this is very old school. Dampier with another run. That is the 64th, I believe, in today's game. It'll be third down coming up. Watch Spencer Fauno at the tackle spot.
Yeah, number 55 right here. He is a future first-round pick. Watch him get the long arm of the law on the defensive end. Braden Siders and just shove him across the formation.
Oh, what a hit. Nick Taylor, hello.
Ho, 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 ho. Who said corners can't hit? Listen to this. We feel you, Nick. We feel you. He's out there playing a little bit of safety, a little bit of corner. When you come downhill and hit like that, that's going to make your defensive coordinator, Zach Alley, say, we need to get this guy on the field more often.
Oh, yeah. He's got a lot of run today. As Curtis. Nice hold, actually, by Orion Phillips to get that thing down for Curtis, who holds the Utah State high school record for a 63-yard field goal. That and more factoids after this. Utah puts up 38. Nice job by Orion there.
Hi, you might know me from my other job, but I'm a business owner too. Here at Once Upon a Farm, we chose the Capital One Venture X business card. With no preset spending limit, our purchasing power adapts to meet our business needs. Love it. And unlimited double miles means we earn more too. Sweet, right? And when we travel, we get access to over 1,000 airport lounges. I could get used to this. The Capital One Venture X business card. What's in your wallet?
38-7, Utah with the lead over West Virginia. We asked you as part of our Athletic Trivia question which three head coaches are in their second stint as their head coach at the current school. And the answer was on FS1 earlier and Big Ten Network earlier. Scott Frost at UCF, Greg Schiano at Rutgers, and Rich Rodriguez. Who says you can't go home?
I feel like those guys embody those programs.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, let's get nostalgic. But Rich Rodriguez has seen a lot of college football in a lot of towns. This is Wilkins on the move. Yeah, Rich Rodriguez told us, he's like, I'm Forrest Gump. I've been to the desert, I've run to the bayou, come back.
And maybe this is where he was always meant to be.
Could be. Feels like it. He said a lot of folks are still here in the athletic department as Wilkins throws this, and it's incomplete. It's a little bit short to Weimer, and it's third down.
Yeah, if you're Weimer, you already know what I'm going to say, Jason.
What are you going to say?
He's got to make that catch.
Okay,
listen, the ball hit him in the hands. He's got to make that catch. It's a back shoulder.
But it was short.
It was short.
Was it not?
It was definitely short.
I'm here to stand up for the wide receivers. Evidently, that's my lot in life on this crew. 3rd and 5 for West Virginia. A little handoff counter action. It's Hubbard. That is clever design from Rich Rodriguez.
Oh, I love this. They're going to pull the center, Carson Lee, and the left tackle, Nick Crahy, and give it to Hubbard. He's going to get vertical. Nice job. Just misdirection. They've been running Khalil Wilkins this entire game, and now they give it back underneath. Maybe they should have gave this guy some carries earlier in the game, too.
Oh, now you're a coach, too? Second down coming up. Alexa, what do you have?
Yeah, you were just talking about Rich Rod's homecoming, and this paints the picture of this West Virginia team. 70 new players coming in, 51 transfers from the graduating seniors to the turnover in staffs. But Rich Rod told us he doesn't want to sacrifice culture for anything. You got to bring in the right players. You got to hire the right coaches. They had fireside chats during fall camp to make sure they got to know not just their position players, but the other players in this roster. So, Jason, a lot of new pieces on this Mountaineers team.
Certainly so. Lander Barton, the hit there. It is one of, Lincoln Riley used this word, and I don't know if anybody was tuned in this same viewing audience last week at like midnight when we brought it up, but Lincoln Riley said we're less portally this year at USC. West Virginia is very portally.
Very, very portally, and you're going to make that an adjective that everybody's going to want to use.
Portally is a great word. I know Lincoln Riley had a loss today in Champaign, but he deserves credit from Merriam-Webster or both for adding portally to our vocabulary.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Sounds like it. 4th down for West Virginia. 4th and 1. Morgan Scally, the head coach in waiting at Utah, still in it. And on a 4th down run, this will be his second effort for the first down. Jonathan Hall latched on but could not make the stop on Wilkins for the first down, West Virginia.
Yeah, and you're going to see Khalil Wilkins. Looks like he almost falls down at the beginning. Yep, right there. See the ankle give? And then he's like, I will not be denied. I'm not coming off the field. When you're in these situations as a quarterback and you know any given play I can come out, you're trying to do everything you can to move the ball forward. And maybe Khalil Wilkins is putting himself in a position to potentially get the start next week.
Very well could be. Handoff goes to Ash. It's a gain of 2. Jonathan Hall had the tackle on the last play. He has an origin story that I don't know we've heard in college football. We said, how did you get into the game of football, the junior for Utah? And he said, my dad and I were driving past a practice, and he just sent me over to the team's practice. And we're like, wait, some other team? He was like, yeah, Dad just dropped me off at their practice. And he got into football.
They said they loved what they saw, and they brought him on the team. He said it changed his life forever.
How about that? Free runner coming. It's down the middle a little bit too much. That was Nate Tillman providing the pressure to save the touchdown to Weimer.
Yeah, you're going to see, again, Nate Tillman coming off of the edge on this side of your screen. He's going to make the quarterback have to get rid of the football sooner than he wants to, but he's got a wide open Weimer right down the field. Oh. Should he have caught that, Jason?
I'm not talking to you about that subject.
I'm just kidding.
You and I are not talking about that.
It was an overthrow.
3rd down. Wilkins under siege, gets it away, a little push off. It's a touchdown for Gallagher. The question is,
offensive pass interference.
Yeah, how big was the sledge-o-matic to get Gallagher open?
Yeah, flag is definitely down. It is offensive pass interference.
Number 24, 15-yard penalty. Down.
Yeah, you're going to see right here, Gallagher is going to bench press Smith Snowden down to the ground to get open on that. And
you ask Gallagher, like, how does the basketball translate? And he's like, oh, you know, the hesitation move, that sort of thing. That was a block charge. He's 22 points a game in high school basketball one year. That was a block charge, and he got called for the charge.
That is a great analogy. I love it. I love where your mind is at right now, Jason Benetti. I love where it's at.
Keep that phrase. Keep that in your pocket. Wilkins on the roll, and he will throw on the go. That's a really good decision. Gallagher is there. He makes the catch, and it's 4th down for West Virginia. That was sleek from Wilkins.
Very sleek. Wilkins is playing really free. You know, you got to be all the way past that line of scrimmage in order for it to be an illegal forward pass. He's right on it. You know, draws the defense in and throws a strike.
There's more pep in this offense, that's for sure.
Yeah, and I think it's because, listen, Khalil Wilkins has been waiting for his opportunity to play. You know, he redshirted last year, and he's actually one of 10 children. So he understands that when that food gets put on the table, you better eat right away, otherwise it ain't going to be there.
Oh, that's a little bit short, but off the hands of the intended target, Ward. A very catchable ball. And Utah gets a stand.
Oh.
Don't even ask me. That's catchable.
It is very catchable. And you see Rich Rod there, but they're going to sneak Ward inside. Boom, run a corner route. Look at the defense. There's no top to the defense. No one is here. Make it easy for him. And he doesn't make it easy for his guy to make this catch, but It's dying on him, going a little bit low, but you got to make that catch, Ward.
It is
you
tough. That is a tough catch, though. I know what you're going to say. I get it. But that is a tough catch for a tight end, is it not?
It's a tough catch.
Yeah.
But it was, got to make it.
Utah back to the controls. It'll be second down coming up. Daniel Bray with the carry there. Rich Rodriguez living and dying with every moment of that.
Oh, he called the perfect play. And it wasn't executed perfectly. And that has been the Achilles heel of this West Virginia offense all season long. He knows that the operation isn't as good. We're talking about how it's a foreign language to all these 70 new guys that came in offensively and defensively. They're still trying to figure out who they are, what they are. But look at him put his arm around Khalil Watkins, letting him know that, hey, I still got your back.
Dampier gets it away to Tobias Merriweather, who is slung out of bounds. You heard somebody say, "Go Toby," on the sideline there into one of our very active microphones.
Catching all kind of stuff.
We hear everything. That should be the final play of the third quarter for Utah. Well, Utah wanted a rebound game after that tough loss to Texas Tech, and the Utes have it for sure here in Morgantown.
That's the end of the third quarter.
Football parking space in Morgantown, and everything's a blowout one way or the other for Utah so far this year. Bray on the run, and he's across midfield. That is a first down. No joke, that happened this morning. Literally, everything is football parking here in Morgantown. It's fantastic.
They got to make a little extra money on the weekends, Jason Benetti, okay?
I got no problem with it.
Shout out to the people, put out a question on social media. They steered me in the right direction. As a crew, we went to Kegler's yesterday, and this morning got some Tutors. Got one of the biggest biscuits I've ever seen in my life.
That was enormous.
It was delicious.
Bert Ficklin is in still at quarterback for Utah. He came in a little bit in the third. Now he's going to break away and dodge outside. Ficklin, what a magical run that was, and he pushes Taylor away. Wow.
Oh, my goodness. Bird, Ficklin, I want you to watch all these tackles and just enjoy the beauty of this. 1, 2, keep on going. 3, 4. They just couldn't get him down. Bird, Ficklin, he's got an opportunity here in the fourth quarter to put some good stuff on tape, and that's a great start.
And now football again. First down for Utah. It is Bray dancing back inside, and he gets drilled by Fred Perry. He has never met a hit he doesn't like.
No, he hasn't. I like this Daniel Bray guy, though, getting vertical, and then you got Perry coming through. Oh, my goodness gracious. He shook him, and Fred Perry said, hey, that's my buddy. That's my guy. I'm going to get you for that one. But did he not shake that guy out of his socks before he got there? Holy smokes.
Is that how it sounded? How do you know what it sounded like?
I don't know what Fred Perry's voice sounds like,
okay.
But in that moment, that was it.
That was it. Bryce Duke is on as the tailback, and they'll give it to Duke, who is met and driven back. Hammond, Russell, and Ben Bogle on the stop. It's a gain of 2. Utah has rolled up 218 plus on the ground now.
Talk about a statement, right?
Yeah.
You want to come in here, you're upset about the previous week. The defense that you're playing is upset about the previous week that they had. They know you're going to run the ball. You know you're going to run the ball, and you still do it.
You still run the ball. Ficklin is hit at the 15. It was Jason Chambers, the transfer from North Carolina Central in the Research Triangle by way of App State. It'll be third down coming up, and these could be valuable reps for Utah. They still have hopes of winning the Big 12, the Utes do.
You talk about those valuable reps. It's It's obviously about finishing the game. You got your young quarterback and some of your young running backs in the game. But it's also just an attitude that you have as a program. We're going to finish every single game, no matter who is in the ballgame.
Gray. Oh, man, is he driven backward. West Virginia is still hitting, and Fred Perry was in there again.
Yeah, we talked about this. They're not going to quit. This guy, Fred Perry, I just watched him on tape last week, and when he got thrown out of the game for targeting, you just saw the morale of the defense go down. Here you see Daniel Bray cut up field, and who is he met by? Fred Perry. You might as well call that man the missile because he is shooting his gun every single chance he gets. He's a safety that's playing dang near at the line of the scrimmage every single time.
Utah looking for 3 from Curtis once again. And it is good. 41 for Utah. We're back after this.
5 quarterback in the NFL.
You said it. They had a great year last year. This is a touchback. You know, we said off the top of the show the Big 12 has generally been up for grabs. Here's how up for grabs it has been. Oklahoma now obviously has parted ways, now part of the SEC. Baylor won it in 21. Kansas State 2022 with that Deuce Vaughn team. Texas 2023. And then Arizona State last year in Kenny Dillingham. It's the only power conference to have 5 different champs since that odd COVID year in 2020. And who knows, it could be somebody different this year.
Likely that it will be.
Wilkins, reverse action once again, and they will come this direction with Bowie. And Bowie in a foot race is down at the 7. J.C. Hart tracked him down to save the touchdown. That's a West Virginia native from Martinsburg, Gerard Bowie.
Oh my goodness, I hope we get to show you guys the replay of that run because it's number 65, Malik Agbo, who gets out in front and helps lead block to get Bowie to where he got.
On a 68-yard run, they'll lose a couple of those yards. That is a big hit by Holtzclaw.
Yeah, I want you to watch Agbo here. He's going to get out and lead block for Bowie as he comes back around. He gets that. Now watch him get vertical. He's up there on the safety, making sure that Bowie can get free. The big fellas don't get a ton of love, but in this booth, we're always going to show them the love they deserve.
That is so nice of you. He's typically the first tackle in, and Agbo coming in to create what nearly was a touchdown. It's a run for Wilkins, and he is stonewalled. Holtzclaw again.
Holy cow, you're going to see Holtzclaw coming in from this side of your screen. And just watch, they try to just run another quarterback draw. He gets there, boom. Big arm brace on him like he's J.J. Watt. When you wrap up the quarterback like that and drive him back, he's got nowhere to go.
It's tackle for loss number 5 for Utah. They average about 6, so they're actually in a 41-7 lead under their tackle for loss number for the year. Trying to get a defensive stop here. It's 3rd and goal. Wilkins heaves it for the end zone, and that is an entanglement that leads to a marker. J.C. Hart, who had the tackle earlier, lassoed Cam Vaughn.
He said entanglement. What are you, Jada Pinkett Smith? What's going on here, man?
I mean, whoever you want me to be, Robert.
Oh, you are hilarious. You talk about J.C. Hart, there he is on the screen, and he definitely, like, there's no, I don't know what the discussion is. That was clearly pass interference.
Catchable?
That is a good point.
Maybe. Just spitballing it.
We should go back and see if the ball was catchable.
They're going to talk it over. Let's hear from Barron, our referee.
There are 2 fouls on the deep. Foul, face mask, defense number 14. That penalty is declined. Pass interference, defense number 14. That foul occurred in the end zone. The ball will be placed at the 2-yard line. First down.
Yep, you're going to see it right there. Hand is on the face mask. He's pointing to it. He knows it's on the face mask. And now you're going to watch Morgan Scala's reaction, just disappointed.
First and goal. It's a run, and it's a stop. Hubbard was beating down the door, and Utah threw him back. Ellis was in there, Reynolds as well. It'll be second and goal. Cash Dillon 2.
I was going to say, you don't see many backs the size of Hubbard in there trying to lower their shoulder and run one in down on the goal line, but he's running harder than his weight suggests that he should be. You'd love to see that type of effort out of these guys this late in the game.
From the Columbus area, Lincoln High School. Right back there, let him try it again. He's got it. Hubbard, touchdown. First one for Dior Hubbard at West Virginia.
Yes, and you're going to see him take on this guy right here, Moroni Anai, get vertical on this inside zone and put his shoulder down, and it's the second effort. Getting the ball out, getting it to cross the plane. Nice job there by Hubbard.
68-yard run got him down there, and then Hubbard punches it in. He wore blue and gold in high school, playing for the Lions. Keeps the same colors. Drives through.
For Khalil Wilkins to be able to sit there and talk to one of the greatest quarterbacks in West Virginia history as he, gives him tutelage to help him become the player that he wants to be.
It's time now for our Above and Beyond. Not yet. It's Fano. Spencer Fano is somebody we should highlight. He's not sponsored, but he's highlightable.
He's highlightable because he's a Sunday guy, and we're not talking about ice cream. He knows how to cut off the defense. Watch him right here on the pass protection. Run his feet. Run the guy 15 yards back behind the play, and then point at him and say, look, hey, man, if you don't like it, beat me. This guy, he is the foundational player for this program, and they love the fact. I think he's a big reason that Kyle Whittingham came back for another year.
Yeah, this offensive line is full of dangerous guys. Okay, now it's time for Above and Beyond, sponsored by Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above. Sorry, was 20 seconds early. I'll take the paperwork.
You see the total yards there. 457, 220 rushing yards, no sacks allowed. I'm talking.
Abort mission. We're not ready for the sandwiches yet.
Did I just snort on national
Yeah,
TV?
you did.
Oh, my goodness.
And we love it. First down for Utah. And Ficklin on the roll. And he'll chuck it downfield. On target. Oh, what a catch. Larry Simmons, the junior out of the state of Mississippi.
Sometimes you just got to throw it up and let your players go make a play. Larry Simmons right there, high points the ball, uses his body. You hear people say it all the time, well, don't catch the ball with your body, catch it with your hands. But when you're in traffic, sometimes catching the ball with your body is the best thing you can do.
Who are all these people you talk to with all these weird tones and cadences?
It's guys that, you talk about guys like Jerry Rice, Terrell Owens, they were body catchers. They caught the ball with the body across the middle because it helped protect them.
Oh, I just meant the way you've been impersonating people today. It's been a whole thing. Here's a run, and that goes for Duke for about 10.
You know what it is, Jason?
What's that?
I'm inspired by you.
Okay.
You gave some impressions yesterday that really made me say, you know what, I'm going to come in today's broadcast, and I'm going to try my best at getting it done. You don't have to do any of those right now, but you are a great impressionist.
Well, thank you. Utah's gone over 500 yards on the day. 519, that's a big number. And look, this is a game that Utah has well in hand, so we're having a little fun. But this is an important day for the Utes, bouncing back and winning the game they're supposed to win by the amount they wanted to win it by. If they're going to salvage this season and make it to, say, a Big 12 championship, it's going to have to start with that level of toughness from Kyle Whittingham, the coach in waiting, Morgan Scalley, defensive coordinator.
And what Kyle Whittingham told us is the age-old thing you hear from coaches all the time. You can't let one team beat you twice. There is no time for a hangover. There is no hangover. You got to move on. There's actually been 3 hangovers. But for them to come out here and actually perform at this level and win the game they're supposed to win was big for them.
You love a good sequel. Ficklin is dropped. That is a big loss on the play. West Virginia with a strong defensive play from Carter.
You know, a big thing that defensive coordinator Zach Alley for West Virginia also told us was, listen, we're teaching our guys how to win. And not just win on the scoreboard, but win the way that we believe this program needs to be. It's about your effort. It's about the time that you're putting in. And you're continuing to see these guys play their hearts out. And he said, victories never go on sale. You got to pay the price. Sometimes paying the price means going through some seasons like this.
Ficklin on the roll. He hits a bullseye for the first down to the 11-yard line to Larry Simmons. How about the touchdown Simmons had against Wyoming? Devin Dampier fumbles the snap, picks it up, chucks it to the end zone, and there's Simmons waiting for it.
Yeah, you know, like you said, sometimes it's, hey, somebody's got to be open down there somewhere. But Devin Dampier, such a good scrambler. I do believe he sees the field really, really well. And you see him there on the sideline talking to his two-way player, Jackson Benny. Hopefully he comes back from the injury that he had. But he is a special guy, and he's been able to showcase that this year at Utah.
There's a run for Ficklin. Benny still in uniform.
Yep.
After an early injury in this game for Utah. It's gain of 1 or so. The big loss from today looks like it's going to be Nate Ritchie, who was taken off on a cart early in this game. But Benny hobbled off, was putting more pressure on one leg than the other. But he's on the sideline talking to Dampier right now. But Utah has a lot at stake as this season moves forward. They'll play Arizona State after a bye at home on October the 11th. Then they're at BYU in a big rivalry game as well. Ficklin rolling and throwing this way. And he's got Bryce Duke, a transfer from Old Dominion, who also evidently is a talented juggler.
Really?
Yeah. I was inspired by Joel Klatt earlier, who was talking about Lincoln Riley acting like a Rubik's Cube user, looking for the right play as he probes in the first quarter. And Duke is a juggler who also does auto repair.
A juggling auto repairman.
Mm-hmm. It's a wide variety of skills.
Impressive.
Yeah.
The more you can do, right?
Tool's probably too heavy to juggle as he's working on the cars. Duke on the run, and he is thrown down at the 2. It'll be 4th down and goal after the 2-minute timeout for
in a rebuilding year.
Give it to Moei here. Let him run it in. Oh, he's instead going to take somebody out to clear for the touchdown. That Rhino package, Moei clears the throwing lane for Duke to catch the touchdown.
It's a similar play that they ran earlier in the game. They're going to sneak him out right here, get everybody rolling this way. Quarterback's going to reverse out. Easy throw for the left-handed quarterback. You saw them use this roll package. They threw the touchdown to Dallin Bentley early in the game. Rolling to the right. Why? Because Devin Dampier is right-handed. Rolling to the left. Why? Because Bird Ficklin is left-handed.
Why? Sorry, I was just following along. Extra point for Curtis. Is good. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Why?
Teams on their schedule the rest of this year that could potentially win the Big 12 because they're all knocking each other off. But somebody's going to have to find a way to beat Texas Tech because they seem a little bit unstoppable right now, whether they've got Bayron Morton or Will Hammond at quarterback.
Man, that defense is nasty too. Game summary sponsored by Pacific Life. Splash. Building confident futures for nearly 160 years. 5 touchdown drives of 10 plays or more for Utah today, Robert.
Yeah, Devin Dampier did it really every which way, throwing the football down the field, finding his guy Ryan Davis, finding Dallin Bentley, finding the running back, Wayshawn Parker, who was tiptoeing in his Jordans down the sideline. Really exciting game for them.
New quarterback for West Virginia is Max Brown, the transfer by way of Charlotte and Florida. He will get one drive here after we saw the first half to Jalen Henderson, Khalil Wilkins in the second half. Max Brown now for the final couple of minutes.
And in my tape study for Max Brown, he's a gunslinger now.
He's a run slinger right now. Oh, hurdle for you. Tillman went low. Brown went high.
Tillman didn't even go that low. Brown just said, I'm going to get out here. Turn into Allen Johnson out there running the hurdles. Beautiful, just lead, drive, leg. Oh, bring it with you. Man, these quarterbacks are putting it all on the line because they know they might not get another shot.
Yeah, this is your time here. This is a handoff, and it will be Hubbard for a couple of yards. Hey, coming up next, Baseball Night in America on Fox. Ellie De La Cruz and the Reds trying to keep their wild card hopes alive against the NL Central champ Brewers. The Guardians with a little pressure from the Tigers today. The Tigers are in the playoffs after the worst roller coaster you could possibly dream up. But they're in.
Who had a front row seat to that?
The Tigers are in. Andy Dirks and Dan Petrie had the front row seat in the analyst chair. The Tigers are in. As Scotty Fox comes in, Brown hobbled off on that play.
Oh.
So Fox does get an opportunity here on Fox to close the game. Brown just hobbled off. That is not good at all.
Sometimes those hurdles get you, right, Jason?
Fox dives right around the line to gain, and they're going to roll the clock, say he was short. We'll see if that's the final play of this ball game here. West Virginia undermanned, a lot of offensive injuries. We'll see if they try to run one more play. It looks like they're going to on a 4th down and 1. This carry up the middle for Hubbard, who got his first career touchdown today. West Virginia, though, falls to a very game and rugged Utah side, 48-14 over West Virginia. In a 4th straight year, the Utes